Got it.
What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to the R.A.P radio show with me as your host, Ryan A. Polk. That was quite, man, a music break that I just love, man. And as I mentioned earlier, for those who do not have the phone number to tune in, well, to call in, I'm sorry, you can give us a call at 216-939-5087. That's 216-939-5087. If you have any questions, concerns, or if you just want to call in and give us some shit or whatever, you can feel free to do that. But with me are my two guests. Now, I call this is more like it's a family thing because I got my cousin and my auntie here with me. First, I'm gonna introduce my auntie. She's here from Miami, Florida. She is, oh my goodness, she's a former attorney. She's a nurse and she's a college professor.
Wow.
Dr. Marlo Robinson.
Good evening, and thank you so much for having me on.
All right, you're welcome. Of course, family is everything.
Yes, it is.
And my next guest, man, he's my cousin. And this guy, he's no stranger to the radio, to the radio realm because he used to do radio, and he also has his little DJ business too going on. My cousin Tony Reese.
Thank you.
Man, yes. Well, welcome back to radio, Tony.
Thank you very much.
Man. So first, man, I need to start with you, doctor. Yeah, we're gonna keep professional on here. So where did you get your degrees from? And then you also got the business going on too with the pregnant women. So where did you get your degrees from?
So I got my nursing degree, my bachelor's from the University of Miami in Florida, and my Juris Doctorate degree, which is a doctorate degree from Nova Southeastern Law School, and then my Doctor of Nursing Practice from Purdue University Global.
Oh, okay. Nice. Oh, yeah. I'm already saying, so you got all the degrees, yeah. So you reached the end of the line, yeah. You reached the furthest one. You got your doctorate, obviously, and so I already know about the business. But why don't you tell our listeners, man, about the business you got that you own?
I am so thrilled to do that. So I will share that I am the proud owner and founder of Mother's Care Doula Services in South Florida. If you've never heard of a doula is typically a woman, though it could be a man, but it's typically a woman who is trained to provide physical, emotional, and informational support to the pregnant woman and to her family. We get to love on that woman, love on her family while she's making a baby, and it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, man. And when did you launch the business?
So the business was launched in 1998. So she's big. She's grown now. She can have a vodka without the cranberry juice because she's been around for a long while. And we've done well in the South Florida area. In South Florida, we serve three areas primarily. It's Palm Beach County, Broward County, which is Fort Lauderdale, and then Miami-Dade County.
Oh, nice. Oh my goodness. Wow. And so since '98. Oh my goodness. See, I personally didn't even know that it was in '98 because I remember I didn't hear about the business until I got a little bit older. So, but wow. So now the business it's old enough to where she'll need a Shirley Temple no more. She can have it spiked now. Yes. And then you used to be an attorney. So when it came to be an attorney, how'd you like that? Or do you miss the attorney at all? Or you obviously do like being a nurse and a professor better, but how was the attorney life like?
No, I actually love being an attorney, and I'm still a licensed attorney. I don't actively practice because I do a bunch of other things, but I will share with you that I learned skills as an attorney that carry me through as a nurse. That carried me through as my role as a dean at a university. So I really use those skills each and every day because it's really about learning how to interact with people. It's about understanding your rights. Let me just say this. I think, in all honesty, that people shouldn't have to pay as much as we pay to understand what our constitutional rights are. I think that everybody needs to go to law school. The problem is that it's expensive. But I think at the very least, there's enough information that's readily available to people that people need to understand what they're supposed to do if they get pulled over. They need to understand if there's an illegal search and seizure and how they need to respond to that. They need to know that if they're sitting in a park and someone walks up, an officer walks up and says, "Let me just see your cooler. Let me see what's in your cooler." That they don't have to do that, but how do you do that safely, right? That becomes the issue. So it's really about constitutionally, what are your rights, and you don't know them.
Yeah.
Then you put yourself at risk. You put yourself and your loved ones at risk because you don't understand kind of the rules of engagement and the rules of the game that are afforded to you as a human being in these United States of America. So I think that it's really important for people to understand just basic legal tenets.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. You gotta know the laws, man. And we was just talking about that too. How how Deshaun Watson, he pretty much had a public attorney on his hands with his situation, and yeah, I mean it's very interesting to know the laws, because even when I was majoring in criminal justice, I even had to learn some stuff about the laws myself, and yeah, it's a very interesting field, and so when it came to your business, how was it when COVID had hit? Like, because COVID did ruin a lot of businesses, of course, but how was it for you guys when COVID had happened?
Well, I'm gonna use a word that everyone's tired of hearing of, but it's just the truth, and that word is pivot. We had to go from being in the hospital, really working with our clients hands on, to hospital shut down to everybody but the pregnant woman and maybe her partner. Maybe they could go in. And so we were, like, what are we going to do? We've got these clients, they need this help. And so we provided virtual services. They put up a camera, we put up a camera, and guess what? We did what we needed to do to help support them while they had their babies. So now, out of that, grew this whole additional service that probably would have taken us years to get to, right? But when you have a once in 100-year occurrence happen called, a novel coronavirus, that'll get you where you need to be real fast.
Real fast.
And so we were able to provide these virtual services that we're still providing, even though a lot of the hospitals have reopened to us, and we're still going in and doing some traditional services. We now have this whole new opportunity, and both are doing very well.
Yeah. And you obviously wasn't no stranger to working from home, because so which university, you're a dean at which college?
At Concord Career Colleges, where we have 16 campuses nationwide, in 8 states, and I do work remotely when I am not sitting at one of those campuses, but I'm oftentimes sitting at one of those campuses. I have averaged 42 weeks out of 52 weeks a year traveling.
Oh,
so
wow.
I do a lot of support.
Oh, man. And being so obviously when COVID had hit, obviously when COVID did hit, you was just completely virtual, just teaching online, you was just handling just stuff, online stuff, because people do take online classes and anything. So I'm pretty sure that really wasn't no big difference. The only difference was that you just did less traveling.
Well, I gotta use that word pivot again, because we were completely face to face in the delivery of our nursing programs. And when COVID hit, literally in 1 week, 7 days, we went from totally face to face to 100% virtual, as you just shared.
Yeah.
But there was some travel. I was remote maybe for 2 months, and then after that, I started traveling again and going to my campuses, because even though we were dispensing learning virtually, the faculty still needed some support, and there were still on-campus activities that needed to take place, and so just negotiating that provided an opportunity for me to give support to my campuses.
Oh, okay, nice, man. So now you see where I get my jack of all trades from, man, from this woman, because she obviously does a lot, and she still has some former stuff still underneath her belt too. Since you said you're still a licensed attorney, but man, that is absolutely, man, incredible, man, with everything you got, man. Yes, I love this woman.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, like I said, it's a family affair, so don't judge us. If you got a problem with it, call in, okay? We got something for you. But Tone, yes, like I said, you ain't no stranger, man, to radio.
Right.
So where was it, man, where you used to do radio at?
Well, actually, when I first started out, I got my degree at the Ohio School of Broadcasting Technique. And then after that, Well, that actually was for radio and television.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I went on and I went around the city, and I would get with some of the friends that worked at the other radio stations, you know.
Yeah.
And I did a little bit with them and there. But then a lot of times, for the most part, I was on my own, you know, on different places, you know, like wedding receptions or whatever, you know, just doing my own thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from there, let's see, they tried to get me to go into television, but I didn't want to do that.
Oh, you didn't want to do the television?
No, I didn't want to do the television, no. Because you got all those lights and cameras, man, you know, that's just...
Well, you want to be behind the scenes.
So
Okay.
yeah. So, and then it's like I said, and then you got to do a lot more with television. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but as far as radio, you know,
Oh, he's talking away from the mic.
It's mostly on. It's timing with radio. You know.
Yeah.
You got everything is done by time. You know.
Yeah.
But now with television, you know, you got a little bit more help. It's a little bit more, you know. So, but that's why I prefer to be behind the scenes. You know.
Yeah.
In front of the camera, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but you know, but you kind of are also out in the scene too because you know you're also DJ too.
Yeah, from time to time. But when the COVID hit, then I quit. You know.
You quit? Oh,
Yeah, I quit.
See, I know you even had quit.
But no, I did. And then, since they said, I know it's not going anywhere, it hasn't gone anywhere for the most part.
Yeah.
I've got a few calls, but then I said, I don't know because the dates haven't came up yet.
Okay.
So, for the most part, some of my other friends, I put it off on them, I asked them if they want the gig, and, you know, they'll take it, you know.
Yeah.
But I just let them know, you know, okay, you know you got that from, right?
Oh, you know they got that from.
Right, you know you got
True.
that from, right. So, do you like doing what you do as far as radio yourself, or?
Well, yeah. I mean, because I do like doing what I do, but
Right.
you know, the goal is one of the goals is to also be doing this,
Right.
as a career versus the job, aka hell, which is what I call, because rather be here doing that full time than where I'm at right now.
Right.
But yeah, and Tone, for as long as I can remember, because I remember because you remember back when I was doing the radio in college, and then that was when I had found out that you used to do radio, because at first me and Tone we always had anything for music, and still do, and because I remember telling Tone about the whole thing about the whole record label business, and now Tone, I can see why you're not trying to deal with that business anymore either, because that business is a headache.
Well, not so much. Well, it's a headache, but then also, I mean, you got to do your homework, when you do get into that business.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people there, especially people who own a record company, they'll rip you off.
Yeah.
I mean, big time. And then you won't even know it until like maybe some years later,
Yeah.
and you'll say, wait a minute, I'm supposed to have such and such, in your bank account, and you don't,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I said, you have to do your homework when you're in that type of business. Any type of entertainment business, you have to do your homework.
True.
Because if you don't, guess what? The next day you won't have a job or anything like that. So you gotta stay on top of it, man. You have to stay on top of it. Because I've seen a lot of things happen with a lot of people, and it wasn't good, So.
Yeah, you definitely get screwed over.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah,
and
you get
screwed
taken
out a lot of money too.
Oh man.
Yes.
We're not going to even talk about the whole. We're not going to even talk about the whole money thing, because you could definitely get screwed out, man, with the money.
And like I said, I've seen it happen to a lot of people, let alone to me and my other friends too. It happened to us.
Yeah.
And it's a long story, but I'll explain it one day.
One day.
One day I'll tell the story.
Oh man, okay. I got a feeling it's a pretty interesting story, man. Is it like a 5 Heartbeats or TLC type of story, or is it?
No, it's more like you in one day, and that same day, maybe the next hour or so you out. You know what I'm saying? And it might have been less than that too. So.
Okay, yeah. I definitely would love to hear it one day.
You have to bring it up to me one day, and I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, because I already know you're probably gonna be back here, later on down the road. Yes.
Oh yeah, I will.
Same with you, Auntie. Said you do be coming down here.
Yes.
But before you guys came here, and I gotta get y'all opinion on this. So, me and Decisive, we was talking about this. with this whole Bill Cosby situation that just happened recently, because like the girl, she was like, what was it again, decisive? Because like it was something with the girl, she just now like, did she like just like confess or something like that, or well, not confess, but
hold on, I gotta get it together. Okay. Yeah, so white America, European America is giving the excuse that, oh, well, maybe after all this time, she forgot about what happened up until now. And she was 15, 16 years old at the Playboy Mansion, and she said she was molested by Bill Cosby, and which lies her receiving this $500,000 settlement from the Cosby estates. And I'm like, who's working for him? And why are they still there? Obviously Dr. Cosby and Camille aren't able to keep up. And I'm like, well, where is his kids at? Because there's no way in the world, like at this point in life, they're trying to break this man, because there's no way in the world that he should be paying out that for something like that. Like, so you forgot. And then all of a sudden you decided to remember some 50 something years later. And then you're blaming Dr. Cosby when what the hell were you doing there in the first place? And how come you're not talking about Hugh Hefner?
Yes, exactly. See, because correct me if I'm wrong, shouldn't Hugh Hefner be getting
held liable for having all those girls there that were under 18, because they weren't allowed to get on the magazine until they're 18. But guess what? They were under 18 when they stepped into that mansion.
Well, not just Hugh Hefner. What about her parents?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
What was she doing there?
What was she doing there? Yes, yes.
That's the thing. Who was she with?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because in the deposition, and it's available to anybody. Dr. Cosby didn't bring her there.
No.
They asked her, did you come there with Dr. Cosby? No. So how did this get any further? With that being said alone, how did this get any further?
Well, I guess she's seen those other people who call themselves so-called victims.
Yeah, so-called. I'm so glad you said that.
They seem trying to get some of his money.
Yeah, yeah. So they're just passing it out.
All right, so she figured, okay, well, I might as well stick my hand in there and see if I can get some. But, I mean, that's bad.
I guess I can go chime in and try and get me some money too, huh? And I wasn't even born back then. But heck, they giving it away like that.
Well, see, I think they're just trying to.
They're trying to break him, right, ultimately.
They know he got money.
Yeah, so that's what they're trying to take next, because nothing else has worked.
Because you see, they don't do the other.
Heck, now Woody Allen, they got a documentary out about Elvis.
Hold on, what was that movie producer guy named?
Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah.
Yeah, all his stuff is still on. They talk about canceling all his works, and he's got thousands of works.
But he still got millions of dollars.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But you got these universities that say they want to take Dr. Cosby's name off the walls and stuff. And my thing is, if you take his name off them walls, you give him back his money.
Right. That's what you should do.
Yes.
It's just people.
They lucky I don't go to those colleges. I'd be protesting.
See, they trying to play victim.
Yeah. Marlo, you need to be the dean at that college, right? So that way you can prevent it.
You can stop all that.
Yeah, if you was the dean at Temple, you could have said, no, don't take away Dr. Cosby's shit.
Well, at least I could have provided some insight, right?
Yes.
But that's the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's the importance of having that at an academic level, right? At different colleges and schools, because that does provide a different perspective, and it does provide a voice, and it does help to balance donors and remind of the importance of our donors as we weigh it against their public persona, right? And in their personal lives. So.
And then they also, I guess they're not looking at what Dr. Cosby has done for all these colleges too. He done gave millions of dollars away to different colleges. And now you want to take his name down?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then you got this Elvis movie coming out now. And I had asked Decisive this. I said, how much you want to bet in that Elvis movie? They're probably not going to even mention his marriage, or if they do, they're probably not. It's only going to be mentioned very briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah. How like married a minor and stuff.
Yeah. 14 years old.
Well, see, they might not even bring the age up. They might just say that they got married,
Yeah.
Because that's how they do a lot of them. They'll cover up for them. But when it comes to us, and people are coming, they don't cover up for us.
Oh no.
They want to put us out in the spotlight.
Yeah. Just like how when the R. Kelly thing came out, they verified all the ages of all the victims.
Man, come on.
But they weren't victims. Here's the thing, like in the state of Illinois, the consensual age is 16 years old. Here in Ohio, it's 17.
Right.
And I didn't know that before.
I didn't know it either.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, 16.
Not to cut you off, but they were saying that, okay, they saying these girls said, well, he did. But they didn't realize until they seen the movie that a lot of these girls' parents sent them there. They took them there.
Yeah.
They took them to his house or wherever they dropped them off at. You know, and basically tell them, okay, go get that money and bring it back home.
True.
You know, and that's what a lot of these people are doing with their kids. But if their kids are attractive or whatever, they say, okay, go get that money from him or go get that money from her.
You know who they throwing him in front of.
See, they know they can't do it, but they know the kids can do it.
Right.
You know, and they say, okay, when you do that, and then if he or she says anything, then you can just yell rape, okay? And then you're going to get paid.
Yeah, but you know what I don't understand is in watching the R. Kelly trial, I want to see the girls. Right. You know, because I didn't see them testify. And then the first girl from the video, I'm sorry, that was R. Kelly in the video. Well, but she was 14 years old at the time, and she refused, even to this day, to testify. And then, more importantly, like at the end of the day, like R. Kelly got charged with stuff like sex exploitation and racketeering and stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, huh? Right. You know, huh? Like, where those charges come from? Right. You know, because there was no, you know, like, okay, so I get the first video, but you can't, based off the first video, because that trial has come and gone, so you can't go back to that. So what else are we looking at when it comes to sexual exploitation? And then there are terms that define sexual exploitation, as well as racketeering and rape, and like Deshaun Watson and the NFL and NFLPA are having a problem with. None of what he did falls under those definitions or those categories. So, what are we doing? You know, I think that, you know, give it another year or two, and they'll be as upset as they were when Dr. Cosby got let out of jail, because, like, you got to hit the spot, you got to hit the right target, you know, or this is what you're left to deal with. Otherwise, you just got a man sitting in jail rotting because, you know, we know what he did was wrong. That's not excusing anything that he has done. But I think, you know, outside this jail time that he's recently receiving and currently receiving, I think that he needs help.
Yeah. And that's the root of it.
Yeah. Yes. He needs help. Like, he spent a lifetime being molested by an older sister, not just him, but his brother. You know, to this day, his brother still anguishes over what happened in the past. He needs help. He thinks that to this very day, well, I'm not sure about right now, but, you know, prior to him being jailed for, you know, all those actions that happened, like, he still thought that he was having some sort of get back for his younger life. That's mental. Yeah. You know, and that's mental anguish. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, going back to what you said about the video that you wanted to see. Okay, so they said the first video that they had, it was on a VHS. So they really couldn't tell. So they didn't use it, they threw it out. Okay. Now, they said they have other video, but no one's seen it.
No one's seen it, yeah.
So there's no evidence. Right, so if you got to bring it forward. Yeah. If not, then you need to set that man free.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering to see what's going to happen when it comes to this verdict. What's going to happen. Because he's already doing time served, so they're probably going to let him out. I think they are.
But that's what they were talking about a few weeks ago. They were going to let him out. But, I mean, I think that they hold these people because they know they have money. You know, and they say, okay, we're going to hold them. It's like basically getting held hostage. Yep. You know? Yeah. And then we're going to say, okay, we're going to see how much we can get out of them, you know, and then we'll set them free. You know. But if you got evidence, bring it forward, let everybody see.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. Nobody's seen nothing.
True. So I guess we'll see the outcome soon. Right. We will.
Right.
And as we are in the near, so I did have a question for you guys, and I meant to ask you earlier. So doctor, when it comes to your business, what was one thing you probably say you probably had learned new when working in that field and dealing with pregnant women, or what would you say is one of the challenges of that? In that field?
Well, two things. One is, when most of the time the work that we do is pretty happy, right? Everyone's excited to have a new baby. But when it's not happy, it's really sad. So that's number one, right? And there's a place and a space for that too. There's a way to honor that, right? It's not like it didn't happen. Like, there's a way to love on a couple who's going through that as well. It's really important to do that. So that's not a challenge. It's just a reality. Like, there's a way to do it right. What is one thing that I learned? Not all money is good money, and not all money is for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because if you want to do something, if you want to do a job just for the money, then you're gonna be unhappy.
That's right.
I've learned that. Yeah, I did learn that working a good paying job, and then working at Disney when I was at somewhere that I liked working at. Yeah, so yeah, you definitely Yeah, not all money is good money. And where can they find your business at or get your services? How can somebody be able to reach your services?
Well, our website is mothersdoula.com. So mothers mothers, doula D like David, OULA.com. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. You'll find the same name. And for anybody who may be interested in doing this kind of work, it is a 3-day training for certification. So you don't have to be licensed to do it. You don't have to be a nurse to do it. It's a 3-day training if you want to do it fast, or it's a 4-week training if you want to kind of slow it down and take your time. But you really can learn if you've always had a passion for working with women and babies and pregnancy, or even going into the home afterwards and doing postpartum work. If you have any type of interest in just working one-on-one with a new family, you can learn to do that. And it is a great investment if it's something that you like to do, and it's really interesting. It's really a wonderful field.
Oh man! And is there any? Do you remember? So have you ever had? Do you remember any specific time where like you would probably say like I don't know, like was there like a time where I don't know somebody was giving birth and then the baby got stuck or something, or did the due date get pushed back, or like so you have like experience
yes,
that.
yes, and yes. I mean, because all of it happens. Like that's just real talk, right? Like people's due dates change and babies are positioned in different ways, and everybody's got to work to be, including the mom, to help move that baby into a more favorable position. So that's just a part of OB. It's a part of things that happen.
Oh man! Wow. Okay. Well, yes, you guys did hear it on how to find the doctor's services and how to get certified. And if you did miss how you find it, then don't worry, a replay of the show's gonna be played. So yes, you'll be able to find it on there. And Tone, so after working in both, so since you have worked in both DJing and radio as well, what was one thing you could say you had learned from what is one thing you have to say that you had learned in the entertainment business? Because I feel like that we all because I feel like this business, it changes every damn day. And what is one thing you have to say that you have learned when being in that realm in entertainment?
So he said you have to stay busy every day. Because if you don't, the next day don't nobody know. So if you're not out here doing something every day, as far as like with him making music or doing your thing, as far as on the radio or whatever, don't nobody know you the next day. So you gotta stay busy, keep your name out there, and just keep it going. And also learn there's a lot of crooks in the business too, so you gotta watch. Do your homework. You gotta do your homework.
Yes, that is the one. Now that is the one thing I like to hear. Yes, it is a lot of shady people and crooks in the business. Yes, because I feel like a lot of people do not realize how easy it is to get ripped off and taken advantage in the entertainment business.
And also remember to read the small print. You gotta get
read the small print.
Magnifying glass.
Well, can I interject you?
Yes, go ahead.
And just say, have the attorney look at it before you
That's
sign
right.
it, not after.
The attorney. Oh, there you go. That's a good reference from an attorney.
You can have the doctor look at it, my cousin.
Yeah.
The attorney.
Any attorney that's licensed, have them look at it. It's harder to undo something that's been done than it is to prevent it from happening.
It is, because see, like I said, you don't read that small print, you'll be in trouble. You'll be in trouble, because then you're going to realize, oh, you know what? Now, what you did, you can't get out of it.
Right.
So that's why she's saying, basically, read the small print and have an attorney read it.
Yeah.
Y'all go over it together, and then you like what you see, you like what you see, okay, everything good. If not, don't go with it.
That is true.
You have to, man.
Yeah.
You got to.
And where can they find and how people are able to find your services? Find you?
They can do my Gmail. It's one and only Tony.
Yeah.
69@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then no social media or nothing?
I'm on Instagram too, same thing. One and only Tony.
Okay. All right. Yes, man. Yes, and y'all need to book my cousin, man. I've seen him DJ in action, man.
Yeah,
He got the
good,
skills.
man. I'm real good.
Oh, yeah.
And see, and then now my cousin right here.
Yeah.
This is his show, and I mean, he does a real good job of doing his job, okay? And then, as far as now, I got to check out some of his movies, too. You got to check out some of his movies. Especially the one coming out next year. What's the name of it?
Oh, yes. Oh, the LeBron one? Oh, yeah. Shooting Stars, yes.
Okay, there you go. Y'all got to check that out, too. And the other ones you got out already.
Yes, on YouTube, yeah.
There you go.
Yes, and actually, that's how I met Decisive on a movie. I don't even know if she even went. Okay, yeah, she back in the office where. Okay, so she back in the office. Okay, yeah. Well, I actually had met Decisive on the movie project. Remember the one where I had to change my hair color?
Yeah.
That one I was telling y'all about.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that was when we probably should have had an attorney on our side looking at some paperwork because that.
Also,
Yeah,
when you with the record company, you should have.
Oh yes, with the record. Well, when it came to that record label business, I don't necessarily need an attorney.
I mean, I told you.
Yeah.
What to do and how to handle it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. But like the best thing I did was got the hell out of there.
But that's what I told you to do.
Yes, and that's what I did. Yeah, I had to get the hell out of there before shit was about to get ready to be in deep shit.
Right. That's
because
why I told you just walk away, man. I said, you didn't take no losses really, so the best thing to do is just walk away.
Yeah, and that was when I realized that maybe this whole record label business, I can definitely hold off on that because a lot of people don't realize how much of a headache that business is. And you're dealing with so many artists and stuff.
Well, even with that, if you're the owner and you do right, you do your artist right, then everything will come right to you. You know what I'm saying? You gonna make money, they gonna make money.
True.
So, but you gotta be the right type of owner, the right type of CEO. Because if you're not, you're gonna go downhill like that one guy we was talking about. We ain't gonna say his name, but
you ain't gonna name names.
You ain't no name, but you go downhill. You know what I'm saying?
If it was crazy is that you got some known names in the business that got a bad rep.
Yeah.
Like how you got who was it? Who was the one that was ripping off TLC? Is it Merlin? No, not Merlin. No, Fredro Starr. Not Fredro Starr. I'm thinking Merlin.
Maurice Starr.
Maurice Starr. Yeah.
So he also ripped off TLC, New Edition. Bobby Brown. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, you got Pebbles, the one who was Pebbles, who was managing. Managing TLC.
He put his hand in a little bit of everything, but then he seen people found out how he was, and then they just said they didn't want to deal with him, so they cut him off completely.
Yeah.
But that's what you gotta look out for, like that.
Yeah. And
what they call it, wolf in sheep's clothing, right?
The wolf in sheep's the wolf in sheep's clothing. Yes.
So you gotta watch out for that.
Yeah. And then you got who else was also ripping him off?
Sheep.
Yeah. And then of course you had Jerry Heller ripping off one of the best groups. Yeah. NWA.
Yes.
And I remember, Anton, I remember you said that you actually had a run-in once with Bone Thugs one time.
Yeah. We talked back in the day. I knew them. They knew us. But that was way back when they first started, 1994.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I remember when they first got signed with Eazy, and I remember they got a brand new Land Cruiser. They all riding around. There was a bunch of them. And I was sitting on one of my buddy's porch, and we seen them when they pulled up at one of their relatives' house. One of them jumped out, went in, and came back out, and they left. But at the time, it was a nice Land Cruiser. It was nice. That year, brand new, real nice, man. Real nice. And there was a bunch of them in there. Now, if that had been this time and this day,
yeah.
They got pulled over, right?
Yeah, definitely. They were looking all suspect. Yeah, that would have been. Yeah, that Land Cruiser would have been pulled over, and then all of them would be asked to step out the car. Yeah.
So, and like I said, you just gotta. If you do own a business, you just gotta do everybody right. You do everybody right, everything come right to you. Money, everything.
Yeah.
If you do wrong.
That's the messed up part.
You'll be out of business real soon.
Yeah, and that's one thing you don't want to do. Yeah, you don't want to put yourself out of business. I know I don't want to be out of business. Yeah, so no, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to be in that situation myself.
Like I said, I think you're doing pretty good, man. So and I think now your next step probably will be you're probably going to Hollywood.
I hope so. That's the plan this year. Yes. We're speaking to existence.
That's right. That's what you're supposed to do. And I think that when you leave here, then me and the doctor have to take over your show.
Oh no! You don't take over my show.
No.
The show will be virtual.
Well, you be in Hollywood. You got to worry about your script. Okay, we can handle this here.
Okay. Well, y'all can sub to my show. I mean, I'll trust y'all for my show. Yeah. Just as long as you know.
Just when you come back, you just want
to Yeah. Just don't do a Wayne Brady on me. Don't take over my show.
Wayne Brady, Dave Chappelle. No.
Yeah. Don't do that to me. Don't take over the show now, man. I don't want I don't want it to be the Marlo and Tony show on the screen. Yeah, you know, let's keep it at the rap radio show. But we're gonna speak into existence. Yes, because going to Hollywood, of course, is the next step.
Yeah. And you gotta watch Silver, y'all.
Oh yes, definitely.
Now you're turning everybody looking at your
paperwork. Yes, at the paperwork. Get it in writing.
Contract,
yes.
Everything. Everything in writing.
Yeah. Don't do
Don't do
fuck
no
the
verbal,
handshakes.
Yeah. No verbal.
Yeah. No verbal. No handshakes. None of that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. As they say in Hollywood, get it in writing.
That's what
yes.
Everything in writing.
And you guys, so we are coming to an end right now. You guys just got done listening to the rap radio show with me as your host, Ryan A. Polk. Along with me, my producer, Decisive, and my guest, which is also my family members, Dr. Marlo Robinson, and my cousin Tony Reese. Yes, this is no static where we don't bring the music, but we sure enough bring the noise.
Yeah,
man. Oh. And until next week, I'm Ryan A. Polk, and that's it. We're out.
I love it.
I told you would like it. Oh, hey, Tom, wait till you hear my outro music. Yeah, you'll be surprised what it is.
It's gonna be something good.
Yeah, it is. Oh, no, it's not that one.
It's not that.
Not yet. Go.
And then we get a group picture right here.
Thank you. It's a work in progress. Thank you. It's a work in progress.
Is it like a work in progress?
Yeah, like the city of Cleveland's one of the city of Cleveland's youth organization supervisors just dropped in today. Yeah, because I'm supposed to have interns for the summer. Like they get paid to be here. So yeah, because I could use the help. I've been doing this by myself now for the past 5 years. It's hard to find and keep help. Yeah, it's hard to find and keep. Yeah, me too. Like I spent 7 years at Channel 3. I was 4 years at Channel 19. Yeah, and then I covered the Browns and the Cavs. Like I'm one of the video editors for the Browns. I do freelance now, but I left there in 2020 because no, they weren't treating me right. I love that ring. I got something like that. I love that ring. Yeah.
You want to do your own thing.
Yeah, I do. Well, me leaving Channel 3, I left Channel. Well, we mutually agreed to part ways. Like I found I was getting paid less than an intern. I was training interns. Yeah. And I was, and then on top of that, like as much as I love working there, that was my ultimate goal to get to Channel 3.
Right.
It just wasn't right. Like the news stories and how they do them, how they try to shape our communities, what they choose to show from our communities, and all that stuff. Yeah, well.
They trying to always put us in the spotlight.
Yeah, that's a fact. Well, in a bad spotlight though, because I know people. I work with people that come from India and stuff like that, and what they tell me is like, as far as the domestic terrorism that goes on here, the Dylan Roofs and all that stuff, the theater killings, the school killings, they don't know anything about that stuff.
No.
But they know about Juice, and they know about Boys in the Hood, and they know about Minister Society, stuff like that. They think that all we do is
we just kill each other.
They think we walk around with guns, killing each other. Yeah. But like, for the TV station, the legacy TV, like they don't want to show what goes on in our community, good stuff. They don't want to talk about stuff like that. Occasionally, they want to do the giving back and stuff like that. Channel 8 attempted to do that, and that was cool and all, but like their focus isn't that. Like they want to show, kids being kidnapped, people being killed and stuff like that. And when it is good, they want to show LeBron James and stuff like that. Somebody can want to. It's okay, but it's
because there is more.
Absolutely.
But there's more to us as a
absolutely.
You got professionals doing things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gotta show that too.
Yeah.
Well, you should.
Right. Well, you should.
Yeah.
Not just one side. Okay, you got LeBron James. Okay, and we love what he do with this and that. But you gotta show people who do professional things. You know what I'm saying? You, me, him.
Yeah. They don't want to show that. Yeah. And then when I did pitch them stories, like this year, I saw them pitch a story that I had pitched to them a few years ago. Wow. And the only reason why they pitched the story now is because the owner of the event passed away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
That's nice stuff.
I'm here. We're the voice of the revolution. We're here to tell our stories
Right,
in
right,
our
right.
I'm
communities.
proud of you, and you keep
And showcase
doing
our
what you're
people.
doing.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
good
Thank
stuff
you,
you're
thank you.
doing.
Thank you, thank you,
Yes, yes, man. That's why I love working with this woman.
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, and he does too. I heard all about you.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of meeting you.
Hey, Marie, this is the one I told you about, the one who said Gabrielle Union was the asshole.
Yeah,
She was
yeah,
the
and
asshole.
listen,
Yeah.
listen, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
But that wasn't the only person I heard about Guy Fieri.